Welcome everybody to Payson City Planning Commission tonight on the 25th of September. So we welcome everybody here and we'll get started. I've asked Commissioner Warner to do this meeting.
Amen.
Will Commissioner Frisbee about the other two? So we can go ahead and get started. So, did everybody have a chance to look at the minutes from our August 28th? Any issues or concerns? I'll take a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve minutes from the meeting.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Thank you. Motion is second. All in favor by yes?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on. Public forum. This is a chance for the public to talk to us about something that's not on the agenda. If you'd like to speak to us, please come to the mic and tell us your name. Tell us what you'd like to see. It's good to see some public actually here. So thank you. Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and do the public hearing. This is the general plan amendment and request by Payson to amend the transportation master plan and adding some collector roads between Payson and Salem. And Robert, are you?
I'm not.
Oh, I am.
Oh, you are.
Jonathan is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it up here on the screen real quick.
Okay. Jonathan Payson have.
He's like he's our resident swag dude. He does all sorts of cool stuff.
So the modification to the transportation master plan is, it's kind of faint on there, but it's that green line right there. We're adding in that green line and then the purple line that jogs down. So they're both collector roads. One we classify as a major, one as a minor. The difference is only the way we stripe it, not any width. One of them is striped to have a center turn lane because it carries more traffic, and the other one has usually parking and bike lanes on the shoulders instead of a center turn lane. They are. And so the reason we're adding those is because we don't have an east-west collector within the MAG recommended spacing. And after meeting with Salem City, they've indicated that they would like to have something that would connect to their 750 north and also their 400 north. And so the purple line connects to 400 north and then turns up to the green line, which would be connected to their 750 north on the other side of the Loafer Mountain Parkway. And so we thought it was a good location. It didn't affect the Arrowhead Ranch property there, nor does it affect the PRI property that will develop when the Beltway comes through, which is basically everything kind of south of Arrowhead Ranch there.
Now, Arrowhead Ranch property and line to do what is needed and not impact them.
Yeah, so it won't impact Arrowhead Ranch at all. And so, and then in the future, if the land to the north develops, Arrowhead Ranch, they have, you can see, here, let me zoom in a little bit. Planned, for a couple north-south extensions that would connect
How
in.
they into that collector.
Yeah, it would connect into the property to the north, should that develop, and then they have access to the collector road there. It helps the east-west traffic also not cut through the neighborhood, in order to get to Arrowhead Trail, or SR 198, or, to the new Beltway, to the new interchange. So we thought it was a good idea, after meeting with Salem City, to add this into our master plan. They did, yeah.
Any questions from the commissioners? For staff? Okay, this is public hearing. Public.
Motion to open the public hearing.
All in favor, by yes?
Yes.
Yes. Sounds good. This public hearing, chance for the public to come talk to us about this. State your name for the record.
Hi, yeah, Randy Smith. I'm with Fieldstone Homes, but also here kind of representing the landowners for this property, over Hensley's and the Burtons back here. I'm a little more shy when it comes to speaking up, but I need to get them up here though. No, so this is a property that we've been working on for a long time on annexation. We're proceeding, down that path, working on development, and we've actually already started drawing concepts. Including collector, but we understand connectivity and how important it is, and we want to find a way to make this a win-win. Really, we're trying to create a cohesive community with central amenity, large open space, clubhouse, pool, pickleball, all the things that people like. We wanted to create that. It's discouraging to bicycle. So interested to see, like, are there traffic studies that show where the traffic's coming from, where it's going to, that create the local roads go through. I think the trail this connects to a local. And our trail bisects with Lofer Mountain Parkway just a little bit further north. And I do see, Arrowhead Ranch really kind of blocks. South you're getting toward Eagle Court. So I understand why it's there. So some constraints, but it is a pretty big impact to this property. As drawn, it's going along, crossing over Bear Creek and going along it. And I think that this is a general map, a loose line drawn on the map, about this area kind of thing. So we do understand that, and we just want to understand it and work with the city on where it can go and understand, is it drawing traffic from Salem through to Arrowhead more than it's drawing traffic from Arrowhead the other way? As I look at it, so I live in Harriman. Fortunately, I do all my shopping in Riverton. And I don't want to see Payson in the boat that I'm in. I watch my taxes go up every year. Because a collector road like this is going to take all these residents to the Lower Mountain commercial corridor that's intended to come in over on Keith Lyman's property and through there. That's a personal note. So something to be aware of. So it's, yeah, we just want to work with the city and want to find a good plan and a collector road coming through. It's like a 76-foot right away, right? Doesn't feel like a huge impact, but I can't back a driveway. We can't have someone backing out into a collector road. So now we have to put the backup homes to that and build another road before we can build a home, if that makes sense. So we just want some consideration to see some backup. Does this need a collector? Do we have the traffic counts for, based on future development, which way the traffic's going, how that's kind of intended to work? And I'm happy to answer any questions related to the land here. I appreciate your time. We're working on one. I think we are scheduled on October 2nd to go to City Council to get the approval for further study, at which point we can start getting in more detail on the offsite infrastructure required to serve this area, which is very significant, right? So adding this road in is another significant, expense to the project. But again, I understand connectivity and it's important, and I understand traffic. It took a long time to get down here tonight. Steve was supposed to be here. Steve Styler was supposed to be here with us, and he's jammed up in traffic. He might have got on the Zoom. I'm not sure, but so yeah, we understand. So we do have those. We're working through them, and we're getting to a point to start coming to the city. We're just waiting for this city council meeting that we got coming up here. Yeah, we're not approving final plats, preliminary plats. It's something that can be worked out, and we'd like to work it out, and something that's just the best for everybody. Yeah. Thank you so much.
My name is Jackie Larson. I wrote down my thoughts so I don't go on. So I'm the wife of a 6th-generation farmer from the Spanish Wharf area. We own Larson Cattle Company, and I don't know if it works too, but if you want to be a parcel map to this, so both those lines, which shows a major collector, they go through and intersect on our property. And it's going to impact our water rights. We have several of them, so both surface and subsurface, and the watershed is all going to be affected by this. And my cousin's property just next to us. So our property is agricultural use, has been, and will be beyond 2050. So this is part of our control operation. I just want to make it abundantly clear. I'm not going anywhere. So if this is connecting to Payson City, Salem City, is that not possible? I keep asking to overlay stuff.
I think that's what he's doing right now.
Cool. Because we're annexed into Salem. So I don't know how there would be any possibility that we would jump ship and annex it to you guys, but it doesn't match, it doesn't line with that also.
I don't know.
We're a city over there. I think over Hensley's are the only ones that are in the county that could grab it, that we're city on the other side. So I guess my question kind of does also line with her, because I'm also wanting to know what the horizon here is on this. And if there's also traffic study to determine the project's potential benefit or harm to the environment and natural resources, and the safety risk that both of those roads cause. Because this just, it causes a bunch of issues with us, like land fragmentation. So this kind of seems pretty haphazard to me. It destroys our agriculture operations that also function as a carbon sink and nitrogen fixing powerhouse. This pattern will drive up the greenhouse gas emissions while undermining opportunities to sequester soil carbon on farms and ranches. So we always hear everybody keeps talking about population growing, we need to build farms. I think something that we should maybe make an area of some critical concern is how to meet the local food demands for a growing world population. Farmland acres continue to shrink and practice like this. So agriculture is also an economic multiplier. Law statutes affirm that the value of agricultural activities for economic and social to our national food security, and yet continues to be paid over. Are you almost there? Got it. Is that Salem? Okay.
It's everything.
So I'm upside down Utah. It's like if you look at the parcels. So my last thing is just like under these conditions, it's to achieve efficient scales of operations like down here in Boston. So if someone wants to develop, they need to have some respect for our property rights as well. And it needs to be done so responsibly. So I'm upside down Utah, the one just below that. So I guess you guys are kind of going over top of me. On the one that goes around. So I'm just asking that you don't approve these changes as they are proposed. That's it. Thank you very much. Well, sorry. Do you have Salem's? Can you overlay Salem's?
This is essentially the boundary of where Payson City and Salem City.
And so these changes are changing from more.
So most of this is Salem.
Yes, that's not on Salem's plan. Salem showed going from fourth north going through their development on the bottom and then connecting up
So
to.
Fourth North would connect up to here.
That's not what Salem shows.
They're in the process of updating theirs as well. We had the conversation with them, and that's what triggered us to put this on our plan so that we can coordinate. Because if you look on the like this area up here, this is all Salem also, but that's where they show a frontage road on their transportation master plan. So we just continued it because it gives Payson the same benefit that it gives Salem. And that was still our thought process through here. Now, does it have to be exactly where that line is shown? No, absolutely not. But we need to account for it in some way so that when the land develops, you know, and if you're not going to develop your piece, you know, before 2050, then I don't think you have anything to worry about. Because like you said, this is all Salem City's area. We're mostly concerned with our boundary, which is from here to here, and making sure we have that connectivity. Because as this road comes down, and with the last phase to be built here, they're widening this intersection and curving it to come in perpendicular. So we wanted to make sure we picked it up at that same spot to have a four-way intersection and not offset roads and weird angles connecting to Arrowhead Trail. So then that would come down and come more into the line with 750 North in Salem.
Salem, so up until Arrowhead where it intersects, y'all are aligned there. And then once you go from there and jog over into Salem, Salem's and Payson's as this don't jive. And so I realize like a lot of what I'm saying to you is more of a Salem issue because that's I'm in Salem and they're just that green line bisects for my water rights. So are we doing it backwards? Going with you guys first? Citizen, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know what their timeline is to update theirs.
Has the same map that we gave.
Yeah.
Because we had that conversation. There's no other way for us to connect to where the roads they want connected.
Well, and from what I understood, because we lost 100 acres like to wetland mitigation for the Elk Ridge Road, the Elk Ridge connector there. And that was with Army Corps and the EPA. It's supposed to be a waterfowl area and like the wetland mitigation.
This is a concept level.
Okay. Are there studies that will be done? Or because I think that's what one of the questions, yeah.
Unless you develop your property.
What if you guys come from both sides? I mean, what you don't then claim eminent domains?
Then the city could do eminent domain, but that would be through Salem, not through us. Because our boundary ends where those units are shown.
This line
Right here.
basically right there, yeah.
So why not take it down below to where they are currently wanting to change the land use and develop, and then also go through Lyman's where he's wanting to change and develop and just go around us who want to continue farming? Is that something that could be? So, well, that's going to bisect Marziel. If you go down below the Utah one, so where that purple one that you guys have jogged around, that's Lyman's. So if you go down a little bit further, now you're Lyman straight across.
Not go through that development. That is already that already has preliminary plat approval and three of the phases are already under.
This road is already built from Arrowhead Trail out to about right here. We can't go back now that they had preliminary plat approval for their whole subdivision. And this road wasn't added as a collector road. So we can't go back now and say, oh, by the way, you have to increase this 20 feet and, you know, whatever that changes.
I guess if the intent is to move people, if I'm in the middle of it, can we maybe come to more? Okay, all right.
Line sort of to get over to them. How it goes through Salem City.
Yeah, they had two. So they had one coming from where that development is right there, where you have the green one jogging, and then you guys kind of turn it more and go straight across to 750. They have one going from there down to 400, and then from the next road over, so in Salem, like where Arrowhead kind of slightly turns, that connects to 750. So they have two roads. So they're just way different. It might change, but apparently for you. That's all. I'm gonna go sit down now. I can talk to you.
Thanks.
I'll go sit down.
are an extreme number of units in this area that are getting ready to be built. So you will need more than just.
Anybody else from the public that would like to speak? Okay, we'll move to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close public.
Have a motion and second, all in favor, yes? Yes. Okay. Comments? Discussion? Commissioners?
I guess I just had a question. What the recommendation was on
Staff recommendation according to the paperwork was to recommend.
people like, we need collector road through that area, recognizing that we have a lot of flexibility. Exactly locating the road and how you. I think we need to appear on that. It'd be advisable for the city of the local landowners while everybody's still formulating plans. And we will find some concepts that will work.
Any other comments from anybody?
Is that there's flexibility from the developers in being able to try to adhere to satisfy that. I think it's helpful in the process.
And as first person, I'm sorry,
Randy.
talked about, this is a concept. It's a line on a drawing to show that the idea going across there in some form or another can be modified location wise. It probably can't be modified too much from the endpoints, but how it weaves across there is possible to change. So, coming off Arrowhead, it's got to come off someplace where that north-south road ties in perpendicular to Arrowhead. That's where the and then same in the mass that it meet up with their extension 754. So those are the two endpoints. Now, where it goes in that route to get over there, that's something that can be worked out. The one coming off 450, where that's already an actually pretty major intersection off of Open Mountain Parkway. That makes sense to come off of there, whether that's the only one or not is another story. And again, they won't be built unless land is developed. We're planning for the future. Did I hear you say something that Mag made these suggestions as far as an east-west in this area?
Yeah, so MAG has a grid standard spacing guideline. And so for their arterial roads, you have 2 mile spacing, and then you go down to a collector road, which is half-mile spacing. And so we don't have an east-west collector road anywhere in this area until you get down to this, was that 1,000 north, or
That's about it.
no, this is where the cemetery is.
Like,
Yeah, so, oh yeah, 3rd north, 1, 2, 3, 4th north. So we don't have anything until you get to here for east-west connectivity. With the PRI property developing, they're gonna have direct access onto the Beltway. Arrowhead, yeah, that's this
That's the
red
red.
dashed line here.
Which can't move either.
Yeah, that can't move. Then you have Arrowhead Ranches here, that is already, like we said, they already have preliminary plat approval for the entire area. And then as we move further north, so do you know how many units Arrowhead Ranch is? 600 something?
540.
540. And then you have the McDougal piece, that's another 400. So you're talking 1,000 units here, plus anything PRI does, plus from what I've heard, Fieldstone's going to petition for 900 units here alone, and MAG's collector road request is 3,000 to 12,000 per day volume. Well, you have between the Fieldstone request and Arrowhead Ranches, you have 1,300, 1,400 homes with, you know, the number of trips per day for those homes. You easily clear the 3,000 trips per day marker to require a collector road.
Salem also has 1,500 units across the street already approved.
Adjacent below from Parkway.
No. Arrowhead.
Oh, with Arrowhead?
Yeah, this area here.
That's right, that's in. Salem, isn't it?
Can I just put something, so it's,
Yes, you may.
I want to say this, so it's just on the record, I think everybody knows, but, it's much easier to edit lines on a map, at this stage. And I think we've alluded to that, tonight, than trying to find a place for them after development has occurred. And so that's one of the really important parts of looking at our transportation master plan, looking at our planning efforts to say, we anticipate this number of units, so how are we going to accommodate them? This is one of those ways. And we don't know exactly how Salem is going to accommodate their growth and things like that, but we do our best to understand what they need, accommodate it, and accommodate our own growth. And oftentimes, the other part of this equation is funding. And some projects can be eligible for funding, but they have to be on the map. The line has to be on a map somewhere. It might not end up exactly in that location, but we cannot be eligible for any sort of funding or help with funding to build these things if it's not on there. So where that line actually occurs in the future and where that road is going to be developed, we have no idea right now. But getting the line on the map, that's the important part.
While you're there, obviously, there was a suggestion made that we do a traffic study in this area. A traffic study would not mean anything until the units are more planned out, at least in my opinion.
Well, I think from Jonathan's data from MAG,
Right.
and we can use that to understand what the type of roads we would need in this area based on the current and projected number of units, and it aligns pretty closely.
Yeah.
But those studies will continue to come as time goes.
Right, as time goes on, we're obviously going to do traffic studies until we have more information on the units going in the area. It doesn't apply.
Right, but again, the bottom line, to Jackie's point, is that it's always up to the landowner. Development is always up to the landowner.
It's not the city driving.
That's correct.
It's the property owners.
That's correct.
And to just add on to what Robert said, where it's easier to put the line on the map now at this point. Once we had talked to Salem and we looked, we thought, oh man, if we would have been thinking about it then, yeah, we would have required this road, the collector road. That would have made sense. Unfortunately, it's after the fact now. We can't adjust this development.
Arrowhead will be an arterial class road. And so is the Eagle Belt Route, so we can't come south of it and come within like a couple hundred feet of
The
it.
Eagle Belt Road is a Lower Mountain and arterial as well.
Yeah, and it's UDOT arterial, and this stretch of the Beltway will likely stay a UDOT facility as well.
That's down to.
Well, from the interchange
From the interchange.
all the way down to SR 198, so that they can
98.
end at a state road. And then anything south of that, you know, it would be city, but this would be, so they have access spacing requirements, you know, you're 1,300, 1,400 feet from a major intersection, and with this, them wanting to push traffic, it's likely there's only gonna be at the most connected into the Beltway, and you're likely splitting this stretch into thirds and just, you know, and that's what UDOT's gonna allow them. kind of thing.
And that road is part of the new interchange design that is started.
But you have,
That's
but
phase
you have
one.
a consultant ready to sign on and go on, right?
Yes.
Question on collector roads, what's the access typically allowed on a collector? What's the typical access?
Typically,
allowed?
we discourage driveways to be backing onto them. We do allow them at a few places, but we don't like hundreds. Because that's the whole point. You're doing a collector and arterial road to move traffic, to get people.
I wanted that on the record, that's why I asked the question.
That road won't affect you because it won't go through your property unless you sell it. Well, that would go through Salem City.
Let's get everybody together now and get talking about it. Okay, item 6, commission reports, staff reports, and training. Anything from commissioners? Say? Good, staff?
Yes, a couple things. Just a reminder, the APA conference is coming up. I have registered those who wanted to attend, and it's by no means obligatory. Like, I understand that some couldn't go, and that's totally fine. We just wanted to take advantage of the proximity, the fact that it's only 12 minutes. So that will be in October.
Thank you for coming, by the way.
Thanks, guys. 10th and 11th. And then we heard back from Springville City. And I think all of you got that announcement, but let me just reiterate. So South County Planning Commissioner training will be held in Springville on November 13th. That's a regular Planning Commission meeting night. And so we are going to do our best. And by our best, I mean, it's not going to happen. We're not going to have planning commission that night. It's going to be for that. It's going to be for next week. So please plan on attending that. It's generally a really good experience. I know that Springville had things in the works, and then some of their speakers fell through, and so they had to push things back. And they felt really bad about that. But November 13th. And that will be our only time of meeting in November, because we will not meet the day before Thanksgiving.
We will not.
Some of us, what did you do that for? Only read once, you know.
They have recorded them in the past.
It'll be lovely. Because I'm out of-
Because you're out too as well.
They've recorded them in the past, and if you haven't been there, it's worthwhile. Meet the other commissioners and the top shop.
And if you can't attend, that's okay, we'll, we do need to do some training as well, so we'll probably do some stuff aside. And then the other thing, I think you got an email from Jill, the other night about an open house that's happening next Thursday. So next Thursday, October 3rd, 5 to 7.
5:30.
5:30 to 7, that's right. We only wanted to do that.
Sorry, I would be excited for the other person. I mean, it's not as if it's-
5:30 to 7. An open house for tapping out very quickly. That's all I have.
Okay. Anybody, any other staff? Travis, you usually have something to say. What do you want to say?
I've already said it tonight.
Okay.
It took a big act of Congress to get him here, so.
You have to twist his arm?
He actually volunteered.
He
It
did
was gonna be
volunteer.
just me and he volunteered to come as moral support.
We like to see our engineers.
He's been out of the office all day.
That's cool.
Wasn't a heartbeat.
Okay. I'll take a final motion.
I'll take a motion to adjourn. I make the motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn in a second. Everybody in favor?
Yes.
Well, we didn't make a record, but that's. Sure.